This morning coming up, the manhunt continues for a man police say shot an officer in Webbers Falls. We'll have the latest on the search.
And it's going to be another windy day today. Wind gusts peaking near 30 to 40 miles per hour. Unfortunately, it's going to be windy most of this week. That's coming up.
Just genuinely a good community of people, so I know we'll persevere.
And Arkansas's governor declares a state of emergency after tornadoes moved through more than a dozen counties. This morning, we'll take a look at what agencies are doing to help neighbors in need.
But first, a live look outside in Fayetteville. Traffic moving along here on March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day.
And Joe's birthday.
5 News this morning starts now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. We hope you had a great weekend. And it looks like today some more of that windy weather that we've had.
Stop it.
It's her birthday. We got her the birthday
already.
pin.
I got a birthday girl pin here because today's my birthday.
It
29
is.
years young.
29 years old today.
You don't look a day past 21, Joe.
Thank you.
Stop. Happy birthday to you.
She's being
Thank
humble.
Happy
So we're
birthday
celebrating,
to
the
Joe.
whole world celebrating today.
Yes.
St.
My
Patrick's Day. Everybody dressed in green is dressed for Joe for today.
Yeah.
So let's get that forecast for Joe's birthday today. A little bit chilly out there this morning. Not too bad, though. Need that light jacket as you head out the door, starting off into those 30s and 40s across the area this morning. And by the time you get to the afternoon, big difference from the weekend is going to be how warm it's going to be, mid to upper 70s. But of course, that's going to come with some very strong winds today. Unfortunately, going to be windy today, going to be windy tomorrow, going to be windy for Wednesday as well. We have that red flag warning across Benton, Washington County for today. What does that mean? Strong winds, some lower humidity, but really dry vegetation still out there. Needs some good heavy rainfall back into the forecast. Unfortunately, more than likely, doesn't look like it's coming over the next 7 to 10 days. Yes, we'll have some rain chances, but it's not going to be that soaking rain that we need. Future wind gusts look like this throughout the day. Wind gusts right around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Again, that's going to be the peak winds that happen every once in a while throughout the day. The sustained winds, the constant winds, I think right around 15 to 20 miles per hour will be possible. Here's a look at what we're tracking over the next several days. Really, the headlines this week is going to be how strong those winds are still. But by the time we get to Tuesday night into Wednesday, the winds start to change direction, and that's going to be that next cold front. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. Are you celebrating any St. Patrick's Day stuff today?
Not today, over the weekend. I went to the parade in Springdale, did some fun things with some friends, but yeah, today just we got our green on though.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
No one's getting pinched
When
here.
you're leaving the house today, don't forget because you'll
Wear
need
the
it.
green. I set
Yes.
out a green outfit for my husband last night, so we wouldn't forget.
It's very
There
important.
you go, helping him out. All right, turning now to our top story this morning. A blue alert is in effect as Oklahoma authorities search for a man accused of shooting a police officer.
Morgan, you've been following the latest details, and we have to know, where does the search stand right now?
Well, police are still searching this morning for Billy Wayne Williams. That's the man they suspect of the shooting. And this happened in Webbers Falls. That's in Muskogee County in Oklahoma. Now you can see Williams on your screen right there. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous, and he may be driving a white Nissan Altima. If you see him or his car, they say do not approach, call 911 immediately. The Webbers Falls Police Department requested the blue alert after an officer was shot. That officer was rushed to the hospital and is expected to recover. And so far, investigators haven't said what led up to the shooting, but we are closely following updates this morning. We'll keep you updated as the search continues. Morgan Wrigley, 5 News.
Thanks for that, Morgan. Well, this morning, we're waiting to learn more about a death investigation out of Fort Smith. Investigators say a body was found early Sunday morning at a home on 11th Street between Wheeler and Towson. Fort Smith police did not identify the person who died or how they died, but they do not believe that there is any threat to the public. Well, switching now to the deadly severe weather outbreak in Arkansas. This morning, we know at least 3 people lost their lives. More than 30 people were injured in what has now been confirmed as EF3 and EF4 tornadoes. Many more were hurt in towns like Cave City, where an EF3 twister obliterated the center of town.
I had conversations with so many people, we just don't know what to do. What are we going to do? How are we going to get food? How are we going to get clothing?
Well, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders declared a state of emergency in response to the extensive damage in at least 16 counties. 70 members of the Arkansas National Guard are mobilized in Jackson and Sharp counties. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump says he's deployed the National Guard to the state to help with cleanup.
Well, wildfires scorched thousands of acres in Texas and Oklahoma. This is video coming out of that area, which was fueled by strong winds and dry conditions. Some Oklahoma communities were evacuated as firefighters battled more than 100 blazes. One man lost his home of 30 years after he decided to evacuate.
I thank God I'm alive. So this can be replaced.
Among the hardest hit areas were towns like Stillwater, where more than 50 homes are believed to have been lost to the fires. Governor Kevin Stitt says a ranch he owns was among the property that is now a total loss.
Meanwhile, millions of Americans along the East Coast are still under thunderstorm threats this morning.
But looking back to the weekend, severe and devastating storms swept through the South, where at least 40 have died across 7 states. One Missouri woman says her 9-year-old daughter convinced the family to evacuate before a tornado ripped through their home.
Still doesn't feel real. It seems like a bad nightmare.
Now out west, take a look at this video where people are digging out after heavy snow blanketed parts of California and Wisconsin. We're taking a live look here this morning at 6:35 in Fort Smith at the Marshals Museum, where in just hours, the mayor, George McGill, will deliver his State of the City address.
The mayor is expected to outline his vision for the city and provide updates on big projects for the area. The address is tonight at 6 in the Reynolds Room at UAFS. If you can't attend in person, you can watch it live on the Fort Smith City Facebook and YouTube pages.
All right, let's get a traffic update for you this morning. We're taking a live look out across I-540 there over the Arkansas River. Good news is Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, no accidents to worry about this morning. Looks like it'll be a smooth drive into work. Just going to be a bit cooler this morning, starting off into the 30s and 40s. This afternoon, though, warm and windy. That's coming up.
Well, this morning, President Trump is reacting after a federal judge blocked his use of a centuries-old wartime law to deport accused migrant gang members. It comes as tensions in the Middle East are escalating after the U.S. launched airstrikes against a rebel group with ties to Iran. Derek Waller is following the latest.
U.S. fighter jets taking off in the Middle East as airstrikes against Yemen's Houthi rebels continue. Secretary of State Marco Rubio insists the rebel group is getting help from Iran.
And so this was a message to Iran. Don't keep supporting them, because then you will also be responsible for what they are doing in attacking Navy ships, in attacking global shipping.
Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is reacting to a federal judge's ruling blocking his use of the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to deport accused Venezuelan gang members without due process. The court order to stop the flights or even turn the planes around, issued Saturday evening. Still, video posted by El Salvador's president shows accused gang members arriving there anyway.
Well, this is a time of war.
Overnight, the president also teased possible talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin as soon as tomorrow over ending the war in Ukraine.
We want to see if we can bring that war to an end. Maybe we can, maybe we can't.
Trump also says he's sticking to his plan to invoke a new round of retaliatory tariffs on April 2nd.
Whatever they're charging, we're charging. Very simple. If they're charging us, we're charging them.
Maryland's governor slamming the tariffs on Face the Nation.
These are the type of things, this erratic behavior is the things that people were concerned about, and we are now seeing in real time in our states.
And today, President Trump also plans to visit the Kennedy Center days after Vice President J.D. Vance was booed during a performance there. Now, previously, Trump fired the board and made himself chairman after criticizing the center for hosting a drag queen. I'm Derek Waller, CBS News.
Well, this morning, investigators in the Dominican Republic are not ruling out foul play into the disappearance of a missing University of Pittsburgh student. Joshua Ribb was the last person known to be with 21-year-old Shadishka Kanaki in early March. They met on the trip, and Ribb has stated that they were dragged out to sea in the overnight hours. Investigators are looking into now an accidental drowning. After more than a week of searching by land, sea, and air, there is still no sign of the missing student. Ribb is not considered a suspect at this point, and it remains a missing persons case, not a criminal investigation.